great, wonderful ladies here today. I feel so privileged to address you all on this special day, Women's Day. Me talking to you all, whatever about the education, all the work of women for more than 3 decades that I was working with. Some of you know that you are part of my journey. It's such a interesting discussion that for last almost an hour I was listening to. But I'm not here to talk about how women were being subjugated or what was going wrong. My focus is on with today's changing times and world, what women can do and how things are changing, so that we can hear more such great stories. Probably we may have to have kind of HSCC next time when Brainfeed celebrates Women's Day celebrations. I know the whole Indian private education is in the hands of women. How many of your schools have male primary teachers? How much percentage? I know almost like when we have had about 1,600 colleagues together, about 80% of them were women. Probably one of the largest organizations in the country. So much women staff, including our security guards, were women. That was the kind of organization we ran, and also we were for consecutive 3 years top 10 in the country across all organizations for women, working women. That was the kind of organization we ran. Some of you know me as founder of Oak Ridge. The same that is considered as a progressive school and journey. I still remember we were debating girls' skirt shall be below the knee or above the knee. That was the kind of journey over last 24, 25 years. So much change we have happened. So I am so pragmatic and very optimistic about the kind of change that is happening. There is no point about talking what had happened in the past. All the leaders sitting here, if you think, look at your own journey, how much of hardship you have had to reach this stage, to sit in this August gathering. And how many of those challenges that you have had can be changed so that the successful generations of women who are trying to be in the leadership roles don't need to go through. If you have that single point agenda, there are so many possibilities that you can create and show them the opportunities how they can go. Thereby, you who have experienced such hardship in your life can ensure that people who are women being nurtured by you don't need to have such challenges. In fact, today, though education is very different, it genuinely is giving opportunity for women to be in the leadership roles. But whoever is quoting, they are quoting the rest of the world. There still the predominance of men is still there for various other reasons, including non-availability of skill. And also the social compulsions are women expected to fulfill is another factor. They are voluntarily opting out from career when they are at right time to take next level of responsibilities. How much we can change that, I don't know. It is the individual's choice, what choices they make. But what together we can do to help those women who want to be in leadership roles is what I feel is a point that if we discuss on this occasion makes a lot of sense. Whether AI is a great negative aspect or positive aspect or cheating or plagiarism or whatever is that, I don't know about so much about AI. But I am one of the users of AI to make a difference. The difference, if it can be transformational, I am more than so happy and feel fulfilled. That's where our work is currently. When you look at a teacher, you all were teachers at some point of time. Where your time was going mostly was like maybe preparing for tomorrow's class or checking the homework. Apart from fulfilling all the family responsibilities, social obligations, and how much of time? I know, I have seen, even at midnight, teachers were checking the homework for tomorrow. Was it making so much of difference for students' learning? Is a question mark. But it was such an important requirement. Likewise, there are so many tasks teachers do perform in today's conventional education system can be changed big time. Thereby, teachers have so much more time to spend on things that they are interested to. I don't know how many of you are using your own AI agent in your work, your own AI assistant in your day-to-day fulfillment of responsibilities. But in today's age and time, I strongly believe that every one of you, not only every one of you, all your teachers can have their personal assistants. The agent who can, again, gender neutral, there is no gender to AI agent, can have such a support where I confidently say 75% of the tasks today teachers are performing can be done through their own personal AI agent. And I am also telling, in next 3 years, if you are not having an AI agent, your own AI assistant, I'm sure it is a time for your retirement. That is the rate at which things are changing. And that is a possibility that you need to explore when you are trying to empower your own colleagues to become future leaders. Without you be that, you cannot nurture or you cannot empower them. Don't get into the debate of the evil effects of it. Just look at how you can make positive effect of it. Thereby you can change the needle or move the needle by a big margin. And it is not expensive, it is absolutely free. Those who have interest in technology, you can go today after the lunch session, try it out. It may be, starting it may be a little weird or what is this, but it's not difficult, what I'm saying. All that you need to have is interest. What it makes to have an assistant. All the professors in the universities, be it Cambridge or anywhere in US, right, they have so many tutors. They just teach 300 students or 500 students in the class. Forget about 25 students in the class. But how they became great universities? Because they have so many tutors assisting those 10 to 20 students in smaller groups. those were the days. They are so flooded with resources, hence they could have human tutors. But now, without spending a penny, you can have a tutor assisting you. So, I'm just talking about possibilities, and also I know some schools that are already using it. Whether you would be in forefront or not is a choice you need to make. And I'm so confident that you have opted to be a leader in education to see that generational change, the transformation that you wanted to bring in the society. But we all know that in classrooms, there are still students merit average, below average. Did you ever think that is that the fault of the student? It is the system that has failed them. It is not the teacher's fault, it is not the school's fault. It is the system that has failed those students. And the very student who was asked to go through this system so that their life and career would be bright is stamped as below average student. We are all successful, fortunately came through the same education system, and we are here, so we know the positive sides of education. But if you go out and see all the people on the roads, Swiggy boys, or all these unruly elements, are almost 60s, even today, more than 65% of these students from schools are not getting into colleges. Not that they have great ideas, as a result they left. They are not popular dropouts. They are unpopular dropouts. Was it their fault? So, it is none of our fault. It is the system in which we are existing and we are trying to make best use of it. It is the systemic issue that needs to be addressed, and this is for the first time with today's technology that can be corrected. All the earlier existing technologies were the best of the technologies we were using. And probably you may be knowing that Oak Ridge was one of the first schools in the country to have all its classrooms internet connected way back in 2001. Where the then Chief Minister came to inaugurate the school and said, "My office is not yet." So coming from there to now, I have seen all the technologies that were used in the education system. They all were good, but their ability to move the needle was very limited because there was no possibility to have a conversation with the technology. But for the first time, the generative AI has brought in that possibility. One can have conversation with technology. And you all know that in education, in learning, conversation is a must. That possibility is there. That's how today the AI tutor is a possibility. And we already have a tutor that is far greater than human teacher already. And I am a firm believer that in students' learning, no matter what a technology can do, the school and teacher are always going to remain in the equation. Then, when there is already a tutor that is far greater than a human teacher, then what is the role of the teacher? A technology can help the student to learn, but a technology cannot inspire learning. And that inspiration can come only from a teacher, a human teacher. So the role of the teacher changes so vastly from what it is currently, that being a source of knowledge to a source of inspiration. And not only that, most of us don't realize that what is a school meant to be or meant for. I always believe that only 20% is for academics. Rest of all, what happens even without most of us paying attention to is what a school meant to be. The whole human development, the organizational skills, discipline, everything that a child learns only happens if child is going to school. Otherwise, it is extremely difficult if the child remains at home. So the school and teacher are going to remain in the equation no matter how much technology is going to change. But however, we need to always, human ingenuity is, we just don't look at this shade of the sun and tell the time. We lost our ability to tell, but our fathers were happily without watch surviving for generations. Similarly, once a technology can do some job, we outgrow that. None of us remember even spouse's mobile number. So there were times we used to remember at least 20, 30 phone numbers. Because technology does that job, we don't need to do that. Same is the case. What teacher was doing till yesterday need not to do from tomorrow. That outgrowing is what is so important. Thereby, we become a progressive generation of leaders. So, if your goal is to nurture such great leaders, I'm sure most of you feel that is what your living purpose. And see that all the students learn above threshold without knowledge gaps. And be an educator. That's your aim. With today's time and today's technologies, both are achievable. And you as very forward-looking educators and educational leaders, I am confident that you are going to embrace these new technologies and do the wonder and be in the forefront. All my best wishes and thank you very much.